facing. So we would want to see Dark View come out and really demonstrate a level head, a team that is together, a team that is thinking, and a team that can really, really get to their total, being the first team to win with the target set of 109. So let's see how the run chase will go after this break.
Yes, so we're gonna have Dark View Explorers. Dark View Explorers trying to get 110 for victory. We're talking about T10 cricket. Yes, sir. T10 cricket. This is the Vincy Premier League. Our flavor, our vibe. Again, the St. Vincent and Grenadines Credit Association Inc. We are teaming up with Dream 11, Sports Max, Populous Global Solutions, Digicel, Fan Code, and of course our friends from ITFX SVG. We go to a break. Our flavor, our vibe. 8 days or so, our agencies and those in charge would probably loosen up the protocols a bit and have us have some spectators, but still practicing social distancing, because the cricket is getting hotter and much more exciting. It's not as hot as it has been over the last 2 weeks in St. Vincent. It's pretty cool today, and I know the cricketers may be enjoying that temperature as opposed to yesterday when it was really, really, really steamy. So we are going to have Dylan Douglas. It looks as if it's Dylan with the ball. Am I correct? Let's get that from our scorer. Yes, Dylan Douglas is going to start. So we were talking about momentum. Dylan is probably going to take his batting momentum into the bowling effort here, and he is going to be bowling to Darren Graves. It's Darren Graves, the striker. Lyndon James, the non-striker. A quicker delivery, or starting with a really quick delivery, trying to push it through, but this one goes down the leg side. As Douglas starts in a naughty way, giving one away from the first delivery.
Yes, and we see the keeper cleaning up, and that could have easily run away for 4, but that was well done by the keeper.
This one, Graves goes over point, and it's gonna go into the boundary for 4, and there we go. 2 balls, 5 runs. The target 110. The match is on its way. So they're gonna have to be scoring at over 10 runs and over to ensure that they get a victory. This one is a badly lined delivery. Graves gets inside and whips it down back past the short third man and the short fine leg, that is, and it goes into the boundary. They are on their way, and they're definitely on target in terms of what they want to get in this first over. It's now 9 without loss.
Well, they are well on their way to chasing this total of 109.
Graves punches off the back foot, and coming around from mid-off was Jeremy Haywood, it looks like, and he did the fielding.
Just a bit of feel changing here by Desmond Maloney, our skipper for the last Sufre Hikers. This team would have to bring their best foot forward. They would have to ensure that they're feeling they're up to the par, up to the task. As and James goes back over the bowler head and put that one down where Dream 11 sign is our sponsor, our partner, and that went all the way for 4.
Was that a Connery straight driver, Sam?
Very.
Connery straight driver, and guess what? This is a very, very productive first over, and I know Dark View Explorers will be looking to take advantage of the power play. It's a good comeback, however, by Douglas. That's probably the best delivery. He bowled in that over, getting that one definitely on target, pushing it through, and no room, and not giving the batsman time to really get under it. At the end of the first over, 14 for 1, I believe, this is a very good start.
Yes. The last ball was a dot ball, and by any means, that would have definitely been the best ball that he would have bowled in terms of conceding a run.
Okay, so after the first over, 14 for 1 compared to last Friday's 6, and so we're ahead at this time. Sorry, 14 without loss. Why am I calling a wicket, Sam? Is that the commentator's call?
Let's see. As Dean Brown gets ready to take his mark, let's hope that the commentator's curse
does not take effect?
Isn't evident today.
Okay. So way ahead of where last Friday Hikers were at the end of the first over.
He started with a wide as well as a first bowler. Douglas started with a wide. Let's hope that he will pull it back and get his line straight. Again, the left hand, right hand combination can be a factor here in throwing the bowlers off their mark and their line.
I'm gonna make a call again at the end of this ball, Sam. I'm gonna say that Lewis and Hayward, that's Neil Lewis and Jeremy Hayward, would have a lot to say in terms of getting this total or not.
Not a wide.
A little disciplined here, Dean Brown. You would definitely want to pull his line back where it should be. I'm probably thinking that he doesn't want to go in front of Darren Graves because he's a strongly built individual, and if he goes off target, it could be problems. Ooh, that was well played. Good work coming around there. I made that by Kamalo Kane. Is that correct? Yes. A youngster again, another on the 19 player for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, doing some good work, getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Well, James was in no man's land, and if definitely that hit the stumps, we may have been seeing the back of James. This one again, just about the off stump, leg stump that is. They're trying to attack the leg stump of Graves, and he seems as have gotten an inside edge onto his pad. But they still got the single, and they're still in a good position, albeit we
batter right now and Lois, they have played quite a lot of cricket together, so they pretty much know each other MO very well, and the person that stand their ground and be level-headed and focused is definitely going to come out on top when it comes to this rivalry.
Yeah, definitely. Both Graves and Lois play for the same local club, so they would have understand the way each other play a lot, because they would have played a lot together, and I'm sure practice a lot together as well. But at this the airport, and we have seen we see Ryan Williams comes into the attack, and we know he recently came back from a stint in Australia, where based on his own admission and confession, it did him a wall of good.
Well, we were following him, to be honest, and his results were good, as well as the reports that we got out of Australia was good as well. So he was ready and raring to come back and be part of this.
Definitely, because we saw the results, but he told us how his training was going. The work that he would have done with the coaches there.
So at this point, but at this point, the last of four strikers were actually ahead after 3 overs. They were 34 without loss, and Dark View 34 for 1, and the Dark View Explorers are now 25 without loss. This one again, Dylan Douglas comes around. I probably ill advised to have returned it as hard as he did, as powerfully as he did, because the single was almost completed as Graves drove to a wide mid-off position.
And what we see here is that the worm, while it started out up a hill, I think the Lassufre hike is a little too much for them, and it has actually started tiring out and heading in the opposite direction, which is down.
Swinging that through mid-wicket is Lyndon James. They get one, they're looking for a second, coming around off the boundary there, the square leg boundary was Jeremy Hayward, doing good work again, and again Hayward is going to be another trump card for Darren Maloney later on in these 10 overs.
Yeah, he bowled really well yesterday, so if we had to go by what we saw yesterday, we see that he has already picked form, hitting some good areas. So it's going to be a real challenge for Dark View, but it's certainly not beyond them. We've seen Dark View opening up with their two most experienced batsmen, and Lyndon James, the former Windward Islands St. Vincent and the Grenadines wicket-keeper batsman, and we know the exploits that he had in the Stanford team, and he was part of that all-star Stanford team as well that played for those millions.
Well, a ring of fielders on the offside, and Williams went short down the leg side. That's definitely not what Maloney would want. But if you look at that ring of fielders, he has to be really on a tight line and length, not to be pierced through the offside here. Williams has his work cut out for him.
As we saw Michael Scintilla signaling that wide, we must say a bit or two about our umpires, you know. Michael Scintilla, Roger Davis taking charge of this first match. Roger Davis is a member of the West Indies junior panel of umpires. Very experienced, been on the panel for probably about 6-7 years. You know, so he would have been doing a lot of regional cricket, junior cricket and women's tournament. Michael Scintilla, another 4 young umpires. Dreadlock, as you can see, as the viewers can see. You know, trains very hard, takes his umpiring really seriously. And what we are seeing in this tournament is some of our best local umpires. We have our next game will be done by one of our female umpires, Maria Abbott.
Well,
she's doing well.
We are hoping that Mario would do a better job that Ryan is doing right now, because that one was short and asked to be hit, and it was dispatched behind, well, in front of square for 4 by Graves, and punishing some bad bowling here. Graves is trying to push the effort here for that view Explorers.
What I have seen here, this is about the 4th time I have seen that Ryan had to abort his run-up. I think it is having its effect on him and it is throwing him offline, but he has to stay focused and ensure that he concentrates on lines and length that he wants to hit.
Well, I think on that last occasion he was actually stopped by the umpire because the captain was making an adjustment in the field. But I think still Ryan is yet to find the right line and length that he wants to concentrate on. He's probably feeling his way a bit in terms of what the pitch is really offering. So hopefully he can figure it out, you know, fast enough for the last of the hikers before, you know, he's too expensive and give that view that momentum that they really searching for here this morning.
That's a better length, better line. What else? So I was going to say before the right hand, before they made a before they made a single, is that I think he was struggling with his line to the left hander, but the field placement that was given to him is one that says you need to concentrate on an offside field placement, and maybe you would want to give him some protection as he's not doing very well in terms of his line and length.
Right. Well, the required run rate now is 12.67. That Great Explorers, they need 76 from 6 overs. and they're gonna have to get going in terms of trying to pile on the runs here. Some sunset smashers would probably come into play a little later on.
Yes, and we see the run rate again. The required run rate is climbing a bit. It is 12.67, and the dark view would want to ensure that they keep rotating the strike even when they do not get a boundary. They can ensure that they rotate the strike, give the ball a different batter to bowl at, throw them off their line, and be able to put away the bad balls. So it is not only about hitting balls to the boundary, it is about being prolific. In order to build your runs, you have to be rotating the strike as well.
Jeremy Haywood is taking the ball from the backway end. Not a bad start. And turning that one behind the square for a single. It's Graves.
At this point, Lassufre was 49 for 1. That view, they are at 35 without loss. So, and in terms of wicket, Lassufre would have lost 1 wicket. However, their runs would they were well on their way to building a good partnership, which we saw happening at 109. That one was hit high, hard and handsome. A swing by Lyndon James, the captain, and we know that he can power any ball to the boundary.
That's a sunset smash there by James, and we did say that a few of these would come into play, and James latched on to that one.
Well, while Darkview would have been about 13-14 runs behind where Lassufre Hikers were at the same stage, the fact that they have all 10 wickets in hand, and even more importantly, their 2 most experienced batsmen is at the crease and seems well set. So this is really shaping up to be a tremendous game here this morning. Let's hope that it builds up to that it come out and the expectation that we are hoping.
Graves driving down to a wide, long arm position, coming around, and fielding was Neil Lewis. They move on to 43 without loss, and this is over number 5 in progress.
You think this would be the first super over?
It's possible, but I'm not gonna predict that. All I want to see is a really good run chase. We want to see this talent continue to manifest itself out there in the middle.
That one came in sharply to James. He had to check his shot, and this time he scooped it, but fell in no man's land. Again, Lewis coming off of the long, this time the long off boundary. He did the fielding, The current run rate is 9.10. Required now is 12.77. So they're going to have to keep going, the Dark View Explorers. This one is shortish. Upney Lewis calling to do service again.
Yes, so as I was saying earlier about the umpires, we have one of our female umpires to take charge of the second game. And we know that very soon West Indies board, Cricket West Indies will be forming a female panel. And I'm sure Maria is itching to get out there to show the world, what she's capable of. And I just want to take the opportunity to wish her well. I know all of our umpiring colleagues around the region will be viewing and definitely wishing her all the best. I had a message earlier from our own ICC umpire Joel Wilson, who asked to convey his best wishes and so on. So everyone is wishing her well, and everyone is wishing this tournament, our first VPL T10 tournament, all the best, because there's no cricket going on anywhere, and it's a wonderful opportunity for those who are locked up to have something good live to view.
So 46 for 5, without loss after 5 overs. We have a new bowler, Sam.
Yes, and I think this is Kenson, and he was a part of the wicket-taking venture yesterday for his team. Let's just hope that he's good.
From Dalzell so far is that he's not bringing the ball back into the right hand just yet. So that ball would have pitched just outside that leg stump and hold this line. But if he can get that ball to shape back, maybe he can start it just about middle and half and get it straightened. Because with the keeper now up to the stump, is gonna keep James more in his crease. So that pitching outside leg stump is James can really set himself to really hit that ball, hit those balls over the onside. So let's see how James is gonna approach him going into that next over that he has to bowl.
So the chase is on. They now need 53 from 24 deliveries.
Well, in T20 cricket, this equation will favor the batting team. But as we would have said earlier, these guys have not played a lot of cricket in recent time. So this is going to depend heavily on these two batsmen who is presently at the crease. It's not the hardest equation to to achieve, but it's gonna take a lot of batting, a lot of common sense cricket, because you cannot just wait for the big shot. It's important that you score off every delivery. So cutting down that balls is gonna be key. Hitting that boundary all in the over and then converting the over into a really good one.
Haywood comes in from the backward end for a second over. Smashed in front of, well, around point area. He's gonna get one. That's I make it Joseph. So they're gonna have to be scoring at about 13 and a half runs and over to get this victory here. I think we are still gonna be in for some exciting cricket. One over of about 20 brings it all back down to a very comfortable run rate. Butsy.
Well, we all know James's ability. So once James remain at the crease, we know that this game is not yet over. And we know Kensley is capable of playing the big shot, but it's gonna be dependent on how they really approach this stage of the game, because it's not gonna be easy, but it's something that they can achieve.
And what is keeping the ball close to them and preventing them from really freeing and their arms.
Beauty. That's a beauty.
That was put down. Was it by the keeper saying, oh no, signal from the umpire, a bye, and it seems as if that one would have caused some damage to the wicket keeper. He is trying his best to cool his arm.
Haywood again. James drives. That's a lovely stroke. A splendid drive through the wideish mid-off position. Long position for 4. And this is what the doctor has ordered. I don't know who or which doctor we're talking about here, but some doctor ordered some boundaries and some smashers. We've just seen a lovely shot there by James. Tries to whip this pass a short fine leg position. Didn't get enough on it. And the total is now 64. The required is 46 from, I make it 19 deliveries. That's a wide.
All this is why we say that this game is definitely not over as yet. Once James remain at the wicket, because he's not only capable of hitting the big shots over the boundary, he's capable of piercing the field as well.
That's high, hard, and handsome. A magnificent sunset smasher to the party is James, and he is not going to go down with a fight. Dark View Explorers, listen, these explorers had to go through some tremendous time to get through that channel and to get to that place we now call Dark View. Try and test it is Lyndon James, and he's gonna push us hard to get his team through this channel.
And we see the worm is now crawling its way back up to the volcanoes, and up, and the Lasso volcano is definitely not very hot at this time. It is a little dormant. Let us just look and see if Ryan, who is coming back on the ball, would keep the batters quiet for a moment.
Well, James is showing us that he's capable of navigating his way to the Dark View Falls here, and we see James is trying to pour water on the last of his volcano at the moment.
But see, from experience, I know James is a very hard batsman to bowl to.
Exactly, and I am pretty happy that these days that we play for the same team. So I get a chance sometimes to sit down and watch he and Hiram and Shallow beat ball.
That's a wide. Can't give those away at this time, and they get two because they complete a run at the same time. 37 now required from 18 deliveries.
And they have just brought Lyndon back on strike. So let's see the way Ryan is going to bowl to Lyndon.
My word, that one went out the back of the hand. It didn't hit. It looks as if it went onto one of the pitches that we should be preparing for the next game. And under pressure, under some serious pressure here is a youngster, Ryan Williams, and he would be advised to just try and just put it on a length and let the batsman make the mistake. But see,
that delivery was very, very close to pitching on the next strip, which would have definitely been a no ball. So he's really getting close to causing problems for himself. You can see and his rhythm seems to be off at the moment, and as a fast bowler, rhythm is so important in your bowling. That nice smooth run up give you that aggressive movement through the crease, in your delivery stride. So at the moment his rhythm is looking really off.
35 from 17. Inside edge again. Goes all the way down to backward of square. Feel it there. I make it again by Lewis. One more. 34 from 16. The required runs with the balls remaining